There are a ton of great reasons to move to Minnesota, but there's one pretty glaring obvious reason why you may not want to move to Minnesota. It's the number one thing I hear besides the weather, which everybody knows it's cold in the winter in Minnesota. But the second thing is the tax burden. So I found this really interesting article from Wallet Hub that we'll put up for you. But this is the number one reason is the tax situation in Minnesota. So these guys ranked, first of all, I was thinking, hey, Minnesota's ranked number 5. We're doing great. Well, this is the tax burden by state. So we would be the 5th worst state in the US for taxes. So let's dig into what they've got here. Minnesota overall, 10.2% is the total tax burden. I'm not exactly sure what they factor that in, but here's what you want to see. 2.93 is the property tax burden for Minnesota. Now I'm guessing that's the percentage of a person's income maybe that they're paying in property taxes. Here's what you need to know for property taxes. First of all, I've got a whole video I'll link for you right here of which cities and counties are going to be the best and worst for property taxes in Minnesota. But overall, what I'll tell you is about 1 or 1.1% of the property value is paid in property taxes. So if you got a $500,000 house, roughly $5,000 or a little more is how much you'll be paying a year in property taxes. So that's really not the problem too much, but it's going to be the income tax, which is 3.74%. You can see there compared to, these are the top, the worst 10 states. I believe we're the 3rd worst of those bottom 10. So that's not a very good number at all, ranked 47th out of 50 for our state income tax. And then also our state sales tax isn't really much better. I think we were, the 3rd or so worst as that in that one as well. So 47th or something for our state sales tax. So those are just something to be aware of. Property taxes aren't too bad. Income and sales tax are really high. But there's a lot of great things about Minnesota, so I'm gonna link a video right here for you so you can go see more pros and cons of living in Minnesota. And if you're moving to Minnesota, I'd love to be your resource, so you can find all my contact info down in the description down below. And here's a whole playlist just for you.